Don't let me hear you say life's taking you nowhere. Angel, come up the baby. In walked luck and you looked in time. Don't let me hear you say life's taking you nowhere. Angel, come up the baby. Look at that sky, now life's begun. Nights are warm and the days are young. Come up the baby. Where's my baby? Lost that soul. Once I'm begging you, save her little self. Come up the baby. Run for the shadows. Run for the shadows, run for the shadows in these golden years. Last night they loved you, opening doors and pulling some strings. Angel, come up the baby. In walked luck and you looked in time. Never looked back, walk tall, act fine. Come up the baby. Stick with your baby for 1,000 years. Nothing's gonna touch you in these golden years. Golden years. Gold, wop, wop, wop. Gold. One day soon and it won't be long, gonna drive right down where you once belonged. In the back of a dream car 20 foot long. Don't cry my sweet, don't break my heart. Doing life you've gotta get smart. Wish upon day upon day. I believe, oh Lord, I believe all the way. Run for the shadows, run for the shadows, run for the shadows in these golden years. I'll stick with you, baby, for 1,000 years. Nothing's gonna touch you in these golden years. Golden years. Gold, wop, wop, wop. Gold, golden years. Wop, wop, wop. Gold, wop, wop, wop. Gold. Wop, wop, wop. Run for the shadows, run for the shadows, run for the shadows in these golden years. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Lyons. And you have been watching
Boozhoo
Nanaboozhoo.
Nanaboozhoo, the podcast about Ojibwe language. And Natasha. Hey! How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to our crazy introduction to a show. Yeah. Let me shut that off. How you doing? How you doing, sweetie?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Not too bad. How you doing, Niji? I'm doing great. You really tore it up on that old Bowie tune. Hey, thanks, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Lyons and Golden Years. Crap. You know, we just lost our... we're not going to get a copyright strike, but I forgot. That's a Bowie song. Yep. So we're going to have to share some of the ad revenue. Oh, yeah, and you guys, you all got to just fast forward right through that first advertisement. You're like, oh, no, I don't need... Skip ad, please. Well, hey, you know what? That's our bread and butter. Quit skipping the ads. Don't chew out the Boozhoo crew. I don't know, man. You know, they want something for nothing. No, I'm just kidding. Boozhoo. And welcome back to Boozhoo Nanaboozhoo, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am Nanaboozhoo. This is Natasha. Boozhoo. This is Michael Lyons. Hello. And let's get started. So today, big old gold star goes to Shelly Ham. Well, hi, Shelly. Boozhoo, Shelly. Good morning. Gold star for Shelly. Gold star for Shelly. And Kizzy Renee Davis. Boozhoo, Kizzy. And a silver star for Kizzy. Kizzy asks, how are you? Oh, not too bad. Can't complain. It's cold today. I know, it was like 8 degrees when we got up. 8 degrees above zero. I think it's warmed up to 11 now. Yeah. It's a heat wave. So it's another cold Minnesota day. But we're doing great. And Gwen Carnley's here. Good morning, Gwen. Daniel Black wants his Bronze Star. Yeah, you keep dreaming, Daniel. Daniel Muckaday wants his Bronze Star. I want to give a Bronze Star to Daniel. You gonna start this? There's no end to it. Let's do it. All right, fine. Okay, you win, Daniel. Just because Natasha loves you. Bronze Star for Daniel in third. Consistently in third place. Yeah. He's not even in third. He's in fourth. Okay, don't give it to Daniel. He's in fourth? Yeah. Give the Bronze Star to Gwen because she was in third. Daniel, forget it. You got nothing. I got to draw a line. Hey, Grassroots Indians is here. Hey, Boozhoo, Grassroots. And Brian Souls. Boozhoo, Brian. The usual suspects are filing in. We're a little early, but, Boozhoo crew, they're up and at 'em. It's a Monday. You can't be, dragging your buttocks. Ishwa, Anima E Gisha Good. Ishwa, Anima E Gisha Good. This is the day after prayer day. You know what? Before I get too far. It's after prayer day. Yesterday was prayer day. And we didn't do a show. We set one up and then decided to go to bed at 8 o'clock. I know, what is that? I think we're part Muckwa. Part bear? Must be. Because, boy, I have no energy. By the time 8 o'clock rolls around, I'm like, oh, can we go to bed yet? I'm not going to get anything else done today. I'm tired. I haven't done anything all day, and I just want to go to bed. Fall asleep instantly. What? I don't know. They're just looking at you. I know. Well, it's because it's cold and it's that time of year. It's dark, and it gets dark so early. It feels like the middle of the night. You look out and it's like 6 o'clock in the evening. I know. 6 o'clock and you're like, oh, is it bedtime yet? Sure seems like it outside. Ishwa, Anima E Gishga. So the prayer day, that's what the Anishinaabe back in the day, that's what the ancestors called Sunday, the day of prayer. But Monday, they called it after prayer day. It's, just that day after prayer day, Monday. So today, Monday, because we didn't get around. You know what it is, sweetie? What's that? I kind of feel like I want to talk about Bible stuff. Why? Because we got a really nice note from my kindergarten teacher yesterday. Yeah, that's right. You want to tell him? Yeah. So Mrs. Haley writes us a little note. She says, hey, I really like your show. I especially like it when you talk about Bible stuff. And can I send you a check? What's your mailing address? Mrs. Haley's old now. I didn't have the heart to tell her, yeah, listen, Mrs. Haley, we've got 3 different, online platforms that'll make it easy. You got a cash card, right? Well, I didn't say that. Instead of what I said was, Mrs. Haley, I was just thinking about you the other day when I was telling stories about kindergarten and that. And, she was just one of the wonderful adults in my life who made me feel loved when I was a little guy. You know, I don't know. I bet you all the kids in kindergarten felt like they were the teacher's pet. I thought she liked me the best, but I bet you she made all the kids feel that way. And, you know, let's face it. She was the teacher who introduced me to, you know, where the wild things are, counting to wherever, you know. I learned my days of the week. You know, stuff I'm teaching now, I learned this in kindergarten. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know, Mrs. Haley taught me that. So she wanted to, and she also said, I want to send you some money. Like, okay, I'll accept your money, but not because, I don't know. You always got to do the disclaimer. You know you don't have to give me anything, right? You know, you've done more than enough. But if there's a $20 bill burning a hole in your wallet, you can mail it to. But so I thought that was nice, but now I'm feeling like I need to tell Bible stories or something. So today's show, we're calling How to Tell Funny Bible Stories in Ojibwe. The Bible in Ojibwe is called a preach book. The Gagikwe Mazina I Gun. Gagikwe Mazina I Gun. You want to preach? You need a book. And that book is the Bible. The Bible. The preach book, or the Bible, is that little black book. You might have seen it anywhere. It is the not only number one all-time best-selling book, it is the best-selling book every year running still. You know, so take that, Quran. But anyway, it's a very popular black book that tells all these stories. Dibaji Moen. Wug? I think it's Dibaji Moenan. Moenan. Dibaji Moenan is plural stories. So Gagikwe Mazina Igan. The Bible. And we could do a whole show kind of talking about, there's a perception. there's a generalization, a stereotype, if you will, of Indian people. That there's two types. There's the Bible Indians and there's the traditional Indians. And traditional Indians, they go to sweat lodges. They pray in Ojibwe more often. They like powwows, you know, whatever. They're following the red road, the traditional path. The Bible Indians are they're following the path of their ancestors, of the boarding school kids and their family now. And I don't really understand it, honestly. Somehow there was a period in Anishinaabe history. And I say Anishinaabe as in all Indians, not just the Ojibwe speakers, but the Navajos and the Blackfeet and the last of the Mohicans and whoever. The slave-owning Cherokee. You know, throw a dart. 100% of all the tribes in North America converted to Christianity. Largely due, I think, to the boarding school experience. I think most of those kids converted, you know, during the boarding school era. This is the other thing that people kind of forget about. The story, the Dibaji Moen of Indian people and white people getting together was the story of Indian people and missionaries and Jesuit priests and the pilgrims. It was always the Christian people who made first contact. So when we picked up their ways as far as using guns and glass beads and speaking English or whatever. We also picked up Christianity. And, so preachers would come to the village and share the good news of Jesus and, heaven and our Father who art and all that. So, I have been all around the block. I'm getting up there in years. I've spent a little time. I grew up, my earliest memories were Bible stuff. My first stories I heard about, how did we get here? What happens when we die? My elders told me about the Bible stories. I said, back in the days before the grandfathers even, there was God. There was Gitchimanadu, the great spirit, the greatest spirit. And in the beginning, he created everything in 6 days. And then he took prayer day off. Kind of like us yesterday, huh? Yeah, we took the day off. We didn't even do a live stream. But on day 1, God separated light from darkness. Day 2, he separated the waters above from the waters below. If you've watched this show before, you know how I feel about that. I am 100% on board. Literal belief in Genesis. Day 3, God gathered the seas together and caused dry land to appear. On the 3rd day, he's making the dry land and seed bearing, making it grass and trees and whatever. Day 4, I don't like this drawing or this painting. He said but I like the verse. He made the sun and the stars and the moon to be signs for seasons and times. We can see what season it is, if it's winter, spring, summer, fall, by where the stars are located every year, because they rotate exactly the same. And the moon changes, every 28 days it becomes full, and then it, goes to the sign. We can know what day of the month it is by looking at the moon. And the sun, of course, you can tell what time of the day it is. It's high noon. It must be supper time. The sun's going down. Although in this time of year, high noon is like 10 in the morning. It starts to it's dusk by 1 in the afternoon. But then on day 5, what's he do? He creates birds of the air and the fish of the sea. Right. So that's where you get your food. That's where chickens and fish come from. And then on the 6th day, God creates the land creatures, the elephants and all that. And at last he made mankind. Mankind, baby. Eventually he'd take part of my rib and make you. Yeah. What if we meant mankind? Mankind. Yeah, 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 yeah. No. And so, I went back to the Bible when I became convinced that somebody was trying to hide the existence of a dome, of a big old dome, or what the Bible calls the firmament. In the Bible, they say, separates the waters above from the waters below. Apparently, we're underwater. And the firmament separated waters above the stars and the moon and the sun and us, from the waters below us, the ocean. Shouldn't be controversial. I've lost friends over this belief. I've had Christians scoff at me, laugh in my face when I say, yeah, I believe the Bible. I believe in the firmament. No, I don't think that's some weird symbolism for sky. And that's also why I think Jimi Hendrix knew. That occurred to me the other day. You mean, excuse me while I kiss the sky? Yeah. He's not saying, excuse me while I kiss this guy. He's saying, while I kiss the sky. Well, how do you kiss something that's not there? You can kiss the firmament, because that's a solid dome over us, like the Bible says. But you can't kiss the sky. Oh, excuse me while I kiss the air. That makes no sense. It's ridiculous. So how do you tell a funny Bible story? I almost called today's show Christian Comedy for Kids, or Kids Christian Comedy, but I was going to spell it all starting with K. Then it'd be the KKK. Yeah, and I would start it, welcome to the KKK, Kids Christian Comedy. And you go, wait, what? Because that would be funny. Because the joke would be like, it didn't occur to me until after the show starts. And you go, welcome to the KKK. And then we get like, some rednecks calling in. Yeah, it's about time. But funny, voyage. What is funny? Voyage. Lots of things can be. A funny story would be voyage de Bajimoan. Voyage is the word funny. When something is considered funny, we add that dendagozi. Dendagozi. Considered funny. And when it comes to religion, people get very touchy. Or they don't know how to... It's weird. It's kind of like Christian rock, where there is definitely some great talent out there. It used to bother me when I wasn't really walking on the red road. I would be like cruising around drunk in my car, and I'd be scanning for radio stations, and then I'd come across some gorgeous, indie acoustic rock, and I think I'd be rocking out, and then I'd realize I'd hear the word Jesus Christ. I'm like, oh, doggone it, I'm on the Christian station again. I thought I liked that song. But lots of times, like Christian rock stars, they don't know how to just make good music, from like a spiritual place. They feel like they just got to constantly just sell the Bible or sell worship songs, But and then so comedy is another thing. When you find a good Christian comic, like Michael Jr., you realize, wow, that guy is really funny, he's really smart, and there's a lot of stuff you can make funny that has nothing to do with sex, nothing to do with drugs, nothing to do with getting drunk, has no swear words. Take out all that stuff, can you still be funny? I'd say, yeah. But sometimes a Christian comedian thinks being clean means being boring or so safe that you just, they're too careful. I don't want to say anything that might be offensive to who? To Christians or to Jehovah? Are you afraid a lightning bolt's going to come down and strike you? So I'm going to try to tell a funny Bible story. And here's the last part of this, and I'll get on with it. So I kind of want to honor my kindergarten teacher, who's she likes his church stuff. She likes Bible stuff. But I was watching an old show the other day, and I was trying to tell the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, which I never really read. I mean, I've kind of skimmed through it, I think. But I don't understand the story. Certainly not well enough to, talk about it. But I thought, well, on this show, I'm just going to wing it. This is my understanding. Because why not? I do this about the migration story and everything. So just my dumb, what I heard. I'm not a Bible scholar. Anyway, so the Bible, the Gagi Kwe Mazina Igun. Some people would say, "Oh, there's nothing funny about that, young man." Oh, you think it's funny? Well, maybe when you're burning in hell, you won't find it so funny. It's like, take it easy. I'm pretty sure God has a sense of humor. He invented humor. Okay. Gagi Kwe Maso. So here's my understanding of the Bible in a nutshell. Chapter 1, Genesis. God creates the heaven and the earth, blah, blah, blah. And he looks over everything. He's like, yeah, that was great. And on the seventh day, he takes a break. He's like, whew, I'm tired. That wore me out, even me. God. So he takes a break. After a while, so by this time, there's, the Garden of Eden, the domed earth, animals are roaming freely. Adam's like naming, okay, I'm going to call that the bear. That one's the chickadee. Let's call this a zebra, whatever. But he's getting bored already. So he goes, get your manado, Great Spirit. And the Great Spirit says, yeah, Adam, what you want? He goes, I'm bored and I'm a little lonely. And Creator goes, oh yeah, so what, you want a wife? And Adam says, what's a wife? He goes, kind of a cuter version of yourself. A woman will, give you motivation for everything that you do. The woman who you'll put on a pedestal and she'll ultimately destroy you and all your ancestors by leading you astray against me. But until that time, she's going to be the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. And your favorite animal in this domed area. You want me to make you a wife? He's like, yeah, sure. Should we do it this morning or what? He goes, let's wait till Eve. So he waited until the evening and he put Adam in a trance. Or he put him to sleep or something. And then he went to work. And Creator goes, let's see, I'm going to need some material. Why don't I grab his rib? Rips out a rib and then heals him instantly because he's God. And he takes that rib and he goes, abracadabra. Poof. And that rib turns into the most beautiful blonde you've ever seen. Yeah, sorry, everyone. Sorry, Anishinaabe people. Adam and Eve were blonde, blue-eyed. It's in the Bible. Just read it. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't say that, does it? It's not specific. It does say they weren't monkeys, but... So, Adam... I've always pictured her blonde with long hair that covered up her breasts. Yeah, because she didn't have a bra. Nope. They hadn't invented bras yet. So, Adam wakes up. What happens? He's like, oh, wow. Yikes. You'd be out of my league if I wasn't the, first and last guy in the world. You want to go on a date? And sure enough, they fell in love just, boom, right away. So happy were Adam and Eve. They'd swim together. They would name the animals together. They did everything. And then one day, Adam goes, hey, you know what? I'm going to go over here and, what was he doing that day? I guess naming the buffalo. He goes, I'm gonna divide them up into different species. I don't want to call them all buffalo. This is going to be one type. But so he goes off, and then Eve, she hangs around in the garden. Oh, before this, so God says, hey, I'm glad you kids are really having fun. Adam, what do you think of Eve? And Adam says, oh, well done, Father. I don't know what I was expecting, but hikes, she's the best looking woman I've ever seen. And God said, well, she's the only woman you've ever seen, but thank you. Your kids have fun. Oh, and, wouldn't kill you guys to get busy, make some people. I like grandkids. And so, God says, do whatever you like. Have fun. Except this one thing. I put that apple tree over there. I don't want you eating that apple, okay? You can eat all those others, I got the Snickers bar bush over there and the pizza tree. Have fun with whatever, any other food you want to eat. Go, have at it. And I think we learned from our mistake, you don't eat the unicorns. I only had one of those. But you didn't know, that's cool. I'm not going to remake it, but, from now on, just eat the stuff on the trees. But not the apple tree. Okay? The apple tree is no good. And so Adam says, yeah, sure. Kind of an arbitrary rule, or, the one rule we have down here, but okay, sure. I guess I can abide by that one simple rule. How about you, Eve? And Eve's like, yeah, sure. You bet. So Adam goes off to do what he does. Eve hangs around. Pretty soon, a snake comes up. And he goes, hey, Eve. She goes, hey, look, it's a talking snake. This place is crazy. What you want, snake? And the snake goes, you should eat that apple. And Adam goes, God just told me not to. What are you talking about? He goes, no, man, if you eat that apple, that's the tree of knowledge. That will give you the knowledge of good and evil. You got your mind not to eat that. God doesn't want you to eat that apple. You know why? Because you'll become like him. You'll be God. How about that? You'd be the first female God. Hey, by the way, sweetie, America finally had the first female black president. What do you mean? Kamala Harris, your favorite woman. Yeah? She's president now? Did Biden die? No, he didn't die, but he went in for a surgery or something, and he had to hand over the reins while he was under anesthesia. I think he was getting a colonoscopy. So, while a doctor was, I'm not sure the polite way to say that, was sexually assaulting our commander-in-chief, Kamala Harris was president during that time. And so we have now, for the first time ever, for a short time, the first female black president in the history of America. And nobody said a thing. Well, I, for one, am proud of you, Kamala. Well done. Thank you for keeping America safe. Anyway, so Eve goes, I'm not supposed to eat that tree. What are you talking about? And the snake, who's not just a snake, by the way. The snake is Satan. He doesn't say that, but, And so Satan says, yeah, no, just do it. And Eve, she's like, okay, fine. Takes a bite. She immediately feels guilty. What'd I do? Hey, and by the way, snake, I don't feel any smarter. Oh yeah, now I have the knowledge of good and evil. I just disobeyed God. Was that the trick? I would know what it's like to disobey the one simple rule. Thanks. This is not going to end well. So Adam comes back and he goes, hey, how you doing? And Eve goes, oh, you should try this apple. It's good. Adam goes, what, the one apple God told us not to? I don't think so. So I just eat it. He goes, okay. Do anything his old lady will say. So he takes a bite. And now he feels guilty. And she goes, yeah, that's a tree of knowledge of good and evil. I never understood that until right this minute. Now you know what it's like to disobey God because you just took a bite of the apple. Sure enough, it worked. That's not magical. It's just... So, and then for the first time, Adams goes, now I feel guilty. Yikes, I've never felt this way before. I didn't have any reason to feel guilty. We had one rule. I feel guilty. And then he notices his wiener. He goes, hey, I'm naked. You are too, for crying out loud. I never noticed before. I was too innocent. Why don't you cover your boobs up? The hair's not leaving much for the imagination. So they jumped in the bushes. Adam puts a fig leaf over his Johnson. Eve puts she fashions a bikini out of leaves or something. And God comes down and he goes, Adam, where are you? And this is interesting. Adam had never lied before, so he didn't know how. So when God asked where he was, biblically Adam goes, oh, I'm over here. I'm hiding in the bushes. And God goes, why are you hiding in the bushes? Why do you hide, my boy? And he goes, oh, Father, my old lady made me eat that apple you told us not to eat, and I'm really embarrassed and ashamed and naked. I didn't notice that before. And get you manadu, the Great Spirit, he was as angry. He goes, I one simple rule. I worked all week on this place. I made you, I gave you a wife. And now, you know what you did? Nice going. You just contaminated my perfect Garden of Eden. So, guess what? Here's your punishment. I'm going to throw you out. I'm going to kick you out of here. Yeah, guess what? There is a outside the Garden of Eden. You didn't think of that, did you? Yeah, right beyond the wall or whatever. It's, toil in the fields time. I want you to go out there, put on some animal skins, and you can start farming in the field and gradually grow your own food. And in a couple of generations, I'm going to drown you out anyway. So, nice going, dummies. And he kicked them out of the Garden of Eden. And this is the story of the fall of man. So dramatic. Yeah. To learn more about Adam and Eve and how we were damned and what it takes to get back on God's good graces, you got to read your Bible. Gagi Koe Mazina Igan, the preach book. Bible. So that's pretty much what the Bible's about. There are stories. To Bajimoan, it's a story. It's one big story in a way. It's the history of the world and the prophecy of the future. And there's some main characters in there, like King David, who killed a giant, a literal giant, which has been verified historical fact. Goliath lived with two brothers, apparently. And who else was in the Bible? And the book of John Denver. John Denver's in the Bible? That's what I hear. I'm not 100% about. I'm pretty sure there's a book of John. It might have to do something to do with John Denver. It might not. I'm not sure. Can we get him on the phone? I'm dialing up right now. We're going to call John Denver. Oh, he's dead, isn't he? Yeah, this is his number in heaven. Is he in heaven? I hope so. It's ringing. We're calling John Denver. Hi, is this John Denver? Oh, hi, John. This is Natasha from the Boozhoo Nanaboozhoo podcast. Yeah. Say, would you like to be on the show today? Okay, hang on. Sweetie, he's on line 2. Line 2. Hello, John Denver. Welcome back to the show. Well, hey there, Nanaboozhoo. How are you? Oh, I'm doing great. How are you? Did we get you in heaven? Well, that's right. I'm in heaven. I've been playing my guitar up here with Jimi Hendrix. Really? I guess I didn't think Jimi Hendrix would be in heaven. Why, we're all up here in heaven, playing music and worshiping the Lord. Why, it's a beautiful day. It's almost as beautiful as a Colorado mountain spring. Colorado mountain spring, huh? That's right. No, I can't tell you. Are you even dead? Look, there's been a lot of things that's been said about old John Denver. Like maybe I died, maybe I didn't. Some people even think I flew away on my jet airplane that day, and I flew to an island beyond the ice wall of Antarctica. Nobody knows for sure. Yep, nobody knows for sure. Say, can I ask you a question real quick? Why, sure. You can ask me anything. I'm John Denver. Yeah, you sure are. Are you the same John that's in the Bible? The John the Baptist? No, I'm John the Denver. John the Baptist was a wild man. I'm a gentle man. I'm as gentle as a spring day. I'm as gentle as a warm breeze. Yeah, okay. John Denver. So that's not you? No, I don't believe so. I think that was one of the apostles, in fact. The apostles? Is that one of the 12 friends of Jesus? Yeah, I think so. Again, I'd have to read the Gogikwe Mazina E Gun. Hey, that's good. Gogikwe Mazina E Gun. The Bible. So that's not you? I'm afraid not, Nanaboozhoo. All right. So how's everything else then? Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, I'm going to let you go. Well, Nanaboozhoo, let me just say, Gigawabamin, Minowa. Hey, yeah, Gigawabamin, Minowa, John Denver. Wow, he knows a lot of Ojibwe. Well, I'm guessing he probably watches the show. Oh, yeah, huh? Gagikwe Mazini Gun. See, if I had read the Bible, I would know that wasn't a book of John Denver. Well, you should have known that anyway. I suspected it. But see, I thought it would be funny. Wawiyaj. It's funny. Wawiyandendagozi is considered funny. Hoka hey. Let's see what the Boozhoo crew's up to before we play a song. Hey, Robin Jess Robin's here. Boozhoo, Robin Jess Robin. You did say you don't do the Sunday stories for the kids, right? Yeah, that's the other thing. People also assume because of what we look like, because they stereotype, Indians. But like, there's actually a company that I know about who makes puppets. Can you believe this, sweetie? They're called like the Christian Ministry Puppets or something. They actually make puppets, and I think it's an organization that there's like a Christian thing to it. We're not the first people to talk about Bible stories looking like this, if you know what I'm saying. But people assume, of course, that, oh, good, this will be a kids' Christian comedy. And I get out here and I talk about Hitler and, Keanu Reeves' old lady girlfriend wearing Depends undergarments. Because that's what's funny. And I don't think it's a sin to be funny. Nope, I don't think it's a sin to be funny. I think it's a challenge. Like the Amy Schumers in the world, or basically any female comedian. When something's funny, it's because it's you say something that surprises people. They're not expecting it. If I make a comment like, oh, then God took Adam's rib and abracadabra, poof, he makes the most beautiful blonde. That's funny because you don't really expect someone to say that. Even though, you might know that that's where the story's going. And this is my point, like with Christian comedy, who play it too safe. They think, oh, no, you can't be, like, you don't have to swear to be crude, but I think it's okay to be crude. And especially, Wawiya Dendagozi, for something to be considered Wawiya Dendagozi, or considered Wawiyaj, Kids are funny. Where was I going with that? Something that's funny. That surprise you. It makes you laugh. It's it's something that happens to you in spite of. It disarms you in a way. So the challenge is, can you disarm somebody? And speaking truth. Sometimes the truth is not pretty. Steve Martin once said, comedy is not pretty. If I gotta make jokes about, I don't know, what's something that's like really sacred that I made jokes about recently? I mean, other than the Bible and Jesus? Yeah. I don't know. But being a is this kid friendly? Absolutely. But it may not be. I don't think Sesame Street would ever dare let me loose on those kids. Because I'll tell them that Santa Claus isn't real. And that their finger paintings suck. Yeah. I'm telling truth. It's funny. You're not all artists, and you're not all geniuses, and you're not all special. If everybody's special, that means the word's meaningless. Robin says, I think God has a great sense of humor. That's what I'm saying. I think it's humor is inspired by God. If it's true humor. Robin just bad puppet, not you. That was referring to finding Obama's hand at Biden's colonoscopy. No way. That's great. What'd she say? The bad puppet? That was finding Biden at Obama's colonoscopy. Or finding Biden's hand. Oh, that's so gross. Yeah, that's really funny. Because it's political, it's topical. It makes a person have to picture Biden or Obama having his hand right up Obama, literally, or Obama's hand right up Biden's butt. They let Elmo loose on the kids. Yeah, frankly, why is it okay that Elmo can tell him to tickle him, but I can't ruin Christmas? You tell me. A bunch of racists. Yeah, how about that? You're the racist. I almost called today's show also. I thought that'd be funny clickbait. Indians were the first racists. Or how to say, shut up, you racist, in Ojibwe. But I wanted to tell this story about how the term racist was first used by Colonel Pratt, the man behind the boarding schools. And he wrote in an official document that there were certain Indian families who were resistant to sending their kids to boarding school. They didn't want to assimilate into the dominant culture. They didn't want to learn English. They didn't want to read the Gagikwe Mazine Igan. These traditional Indians were known as the racists. They wanted to preserve their race. So the first time the word racist was used in America, it was referring to your ancestors. Your ancestors were racists, man. Sitting Bull? Oh, huge racist. Crazy Horse? Racist. Fool's Crow? Racist. You name it. I'm calling them all racists. You're all a bunch of racists wanting to preserve your race. But now that word's come to mean just the opposite. Actually, that word's becoming kind of meaningless too. They use it too much for everything. Hey, you're a racist. Because we never used it on our own grandparents when they would say dumb stuff. Or what we call racist now. I learned this about my family. My grandpa's grandpa. I think it was that. Or maybe my grandpa's dad. Generation before my grandpa. These are full-blooded Leech Lake bush Indians. These are, this is a time before cars. They had a black horse. And you know what that horse's name was, sweetie? Don't say it! What? They called him Chucky. Oh, okay. No, they didn't. Horse's name was the N-word. I can't even use it on YouTube. Like, the Indians called their horses the N-word. Or that one horse. You're like, come on. You're like, what do I do with that? I mean, yeah, my people were racist. They wanted to preserve their Indian identity. And they had a black horse named Nig for short. I don't know. They let Elmo loose. Assimilation. The Borg. Resistance is futile. That's what Dr. Fauci's telling people. Resistance is futile. Oh, really? You want to rely on natural immunity? I don't think so. You get a shot, get 2 shots, and a booster shot. And stand by for more shots in the future. Resistance is futile. You will be assimilated, sweetie. No, leave me. You keep that needle away from me. La la. Anyway, sweetie, you want to get up here? Sure. All right. Up next, we have the lovely and the talented Natasha. But first, this song is by Michael Lyons with Wabi Maingan, the great guitarist. This song is called Emily. Miigwech Bizendawieg. Thank you for listening.
Check 1 2, check 1 2. Check, 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 check 1 2, check 1 2. It's just seeing how well the audio. Let's see, how do you want to do this?
Emily's got one crazy eye. She looks to the west and she looks to the sky. Don't ask how she sees when she looks. She's watching you and me.
Do you want to look at some gibberish?
And Emily knows something about blow. Dizzy white snow finds its way up her nose.
Hey, Grandma. What is it, honey? Have you seen my coat? Did you check the closet? Did I check the closet? Oh no, I was looking in the fridge here. Thanks. What a good tip. Oh, here is this. Never mind.
I can only say that I've seen better days, and this is my mistake, and I'll get only what I take.
Well, I've decided to quit the show. You're quitting the show? Why? Well, I just figured it's time, sometimes a man's just gotta do what a man's gotta do, right? You understand, don't you? No. Well, I'm sorry, Natasha, but I gotta do this. But I'm gonna miss you. I know. I'm gonna miss you too.
The best I could do with what I had and all I knew, and we will fight all night. I don't see how we got here now, and this is all I have, and now it's all I I've seen better days, this is my mistake, and I'll get only what I take.
I don't know. You got anything you want to add to this?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I guess. So, just want to remind everyone, if you want to support this show financially, you can send us a PayPal, buy us a cup of makere mush, kiki wabu, buy us a cup of coffee, or we have a Patreon page where people, sign up monthly, and if you sign up on Patreon, we'll send you a book, like Snow on Skin, or, just come over to YouTube and subscribe. We got a lot of fun stuff over there too. Alright. I don't know, I guess that's all I had to say.
Okay. Alright. Well, let's just wrap it up then.
Okay.
Miigwech! Thank you! Hookah, hey, la 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 la. Hey, okay, Boozhoo! Boozhoo, everybody. Let me get rid of this. 'Cause I can make you love me if you don't. You can make Brandy Marie's here. Boozhoo, Brandy. How you doing? Boozhoo Nanaboozhoo. Brandy's here, sweetie. Okay, Boozhoo, Brandy Marie. Have a beautiful day. You too, sweetie. Hoka, hey, hey, hey. What we learned today on this Ishwa Anama, hey, Keisha good. After prayer day. Monday, la la, after prayer day. Should I go outside, sweetie, and say a prayer? You wanna? Yeah, why don't I just go say a quick prayer? It's so cold today, actually. I'm not so sure I want to. Asema, tobacco. In the Anishinaabe way, we sometimes like to give tobacco when we pray. All right, sweetie. Can you set me outside? All right, scanning for your coordinates. I'm right here, silly. Okay, and then 1 to teleport. Make it so. Number 1. All right, teleporting. Oh, brr. It is freezing out here. Gisana. It's cold. Yikes. Boozhoo, get your manado. Miigwech. Kaishi Bamadazian. Thank you for listening. Miigwech Kaishi. Or thank you for my life. Thank you, for the heat in our house today. Thank you, I think the pipes aren't frozen, but something's goofy. Please help me figure out the problem with our toilet. If we had to call a plumber. Anyway, dumb thing to pray for. Get your Manadu. Thank you so much for the Boozhoo crew. Thank you for my life. Thank you for everything that you do today. And thank you for listening. Up and gay. And bloop. Okay, sweetie. You want to come back already? Yeah, it's too cold. All right, hang tight. 1 to teleport. Make it so, number 1. Teleporting. Yeah, forget it. It's way too cold. You didn't spend much time out there, huh? No way. I mean, it's like 10 degrees. I know we can't just never go outside all winter, but I had to cut it short. Yeah. Anyway, so, prayer. Hey, it's a good thing to do when it's warm. But you can also pray when you're inside, which is what I should have done. Maybe tomorrow I'll pull up some text. We can learn some Ojibwe prayers. But yeah, you're right about Mrs. Haley, the kindergarten teacher. Sometimes I think the Great Spirit gives us communicates with us through other people. It probably says something in the Bible. I don't know. Because it was like this with Michael, I know.
Or with the comic strips?
Yeah. When we start walking in a certain direction, some things, it's like the Great Spirit kind of goes, yeah, keep doing that. I'm going to make it possible. I'm going to bring some people in your life to help you succeed at that. And when we started teaching Ojibwe, it was like people came out of the woodwork. Hey, that's cool, Got a lot of encouragement. Same thing when we started telling Bible stories, or just praying, or talking about death, whatever. Christians came out, Some of them, the biggest support we've had on the show has been with pretty serious Christian and Catholic Native Americans. I don't know. So that tells me, well, maybe I'm supposed to, maybe that's what he wants me to do. So sometimes I'll even pray, like, please show me the path. It feels like this is the path, but, I'll do what you want. I just don't know what it is. And hopefully, and I think at the end of the day, if you follow, God's direction or whatever, like we all have a purpose here, a path to follow, that it's going to be something amazing that we'd want to do anyway. He doesn't give us a life that sucks and it doesn't suit us at all. I want you to be a missionary in Africa. Oh crap. I don't want to do that. He's like, no, I'm going to have you sing some songs and tell some jokes. Oh, okay. Maybe that's what you want me to do. So I don't know. Just some thoughts off the top of my head. And it's Ishwa Anama Gisha good. On this after prayer day, where we talk about Gagikwe Mazinikan, the Bible, and we tell Dabajimoan, tell a story. Storytellers, man, that's what the Bible people are. And sometimes it can be pretty funny. Like the 3 wise men. How come it's like the first 3 multicultural group of camel riding wise guys sneaking up on a lady, in the middle of the night when she's having a baby in a barn? Hello, I brought you some frankincense and myrrh. What? Doesn't sound so wise to me. No. Anyway, sweetie, do you want to add anything?
Can you tell them about Patreon?
Oh, yeah, sure. If you'd like to support the show, we have a Patreon page, and a PayPal, and a GoFundMe. And you can order Ojibwe language books at Amazon.com. And not just any, you can order Michael's Ojibwe books. Maybe we should be more specify that, huh? Books like, hey, I can run this thing again. Rockstar Cartoonist. Don't order that book. Why not? Stupid. Great Alien Meditation. That one too. You're a terrible salesman. Ojiberish. Well, that's a pretty good cartoon. Ojiberish is, most of you know what it is, but it's the big black book with the alien on it. It's a collection of cartoons that Michael drew, kind of look like this. And it's also got the little cutie story in it. It's a big fat, just coffee table book, basically. But that can be, you can buy that on Amazon. This is a cartoon of Michael saying, well, I guess this is it. And there's a Boozhoo Nanaboozhoo. There's another cover to Rockstar. This is Amic's blood and a yellow alien. He was yellow at first, huh? Yeah, I changed him to gray later. There's Robin. There's a skunk. Anyway, so you can order books by Michael Lyons at Amazon.com. All right. Anything else? Nope, that's good. Okay, everybody. How about you? No, I'm good too. All right. Well, in that case, let me just say miigwech bisandawiyeg. And thanks for the memories. No, miigwech kanawabiyeg. Thank you for watching Boozhoo Nanaboozhoo, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. Oh, no, no. La 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 la. I am Natasha. This is Nanaboozhoo. Okay, miigwech. This is Michael Lyons, the rock star cartoonist. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. And I will see you again. Gigawaba min. Minawa. Hawa. Baby doll. One to teleport. Make it so, number one. What's the matter? I don't know. It's not working. Okay, wiggle the thing. Yep, wiggle the wire as you push the button. I'm pushing the button. Wiggle the wire and then hold the button down. Wiggle the wire and hold the button. Oh, there we go.